Have you heard of Teesa on TikTok? She has gone mega viral, so go check her out if you haven't already. She did a 50-part series. She made a playlist, so each video is 10 minutes long, and it's all about who the fuck did I marry? Yeah, and it got me thinking about, it's a really great story, but it got me thinking about what we can learn and what my takeaways are. And so I wanted to share them with you and see how it can apply to life and business and living a fulfilling life and all the things.
Hello, I'm Olivia D'Souza. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm a content and podcast expert. I support visionary entrepreneurs and leaders passionate about living with purpose. Join me as we explore podcasting, life, business, and authenticity. Subscribe for meaningful conversations with a business buddy who gets what it's like. Welcome to Magnetic Pod.
I'm stepping in the next level me. If you haven't heard of her, I will quickly tell you about her. She's a woman from America, and she talks about her ex, who she married, who was a pathological liar, and she does take time to say that she does take pains to say pathological liar, not to be confused with compulsive liar, like just everything. Everything is a lie, and just how it really messed with her head and her well-being and her life. And yeah, and she just keeps you hooked. And I listened to the whole series, and I don't want to give it all away so that you can go and enjoy it and discover it for yourself. But yeah, another person I follow on TikTok is Kokomoko, and she predicts rising trends and sees spots and makes predictions about what the next big thing is going to be and deconstructs when things are successful and why. So she's got a podcast too, so go check her out as well. But yeah, so according to her, this woman has gone more viral. We haven't seen this kind of reach in a long time. So this is exceptional. And for me, what interests me is that she's broken the rules. Okay, we often say about having a compelling hook. Well, actually she does. She doesn't necessarily in the way that she delivers her beginning of her video. She just talks naturally, and she's not she doesn't appear to be thinking strategically about starting with a hook or anything like that, but the title itself is enough of a hook. It's a brilliant hook. It just says up there she's just got it written in text on the video saying, who the fuck did I marry? Or who TF did I marry? And you're like, okay. That's the hook. You keep being driven by curiosity to go, okay, where does this go? Who did she marry? What is the story? Why would she have this title? Like, what TF did he do that, he must have done something incredible. And yeah, so it just really invokes curiosity. So curiosity is another takeaway from that. But she didn't have particularly great quality. She didn't have good quality lighting or anything. She just did it wherever she was. Nobody cared. She didn't always have good quality sound. Sometimes it was noisy in the background and she just got on with it. She described it as an audiobook. So she said, like people who think that they haven't got enough time, just don't watch me, just have it playing. She, in her mind, thought of it as an audiobook. She's pioneered something there. And I find it interesting. That means that kind of is a way to potentially write a book in a way that's accessible to more people. Because not everyone has the ability to write or the time to devote to that editing and process of commitment in that way, in that format of writing. And this was a way that she's an excellent storyteller. And this could be turned into a book. It'd be interesting to see if this turns into a book. They've got to do something. And it reminds me I've recently read, as you may have heard if you listened to previous episodes, I recently listened to the audiobook of Crush It by Gary Vee. And it just strikes me that doing a book in this way would suit certain people like Gary Vee and obviously like Reesa and other people who would never write a physical book. The reason I mentioned Gary Vee is because he mentioned in his book that his way of writing his book was by dictating it by audio, just brain dumping an audio and recording it and handing it off to a ghostwriter, because he said do what you're good at and what's in your wheelhouse and know what to outsource and know what your strengths are and pick the medium and all of that sort of thing that suits you. All that to say that for some people who would never go ahead and write a book, this could be a possible way to do it. You could do a series. You could do it in podcast form, of course, or you could do it as TikToks. And then you could, I actually know people who have done it as written books from out of their podcasts. But yeah, this is a new way. So that's revolutionary. But the other thing that came out of it for me is authenticity. Authenticity is key, and relatability. She was committed to tell the whole story, even the bits that made her look bad. She's like, I'm going to tell everything, I'm going to tell the truth, even if it makes me look bad. Because if someone can be helped by the story, if someone can recognize themselves in a similar situation and think something doesn't feel right, something's off, then, this will motivate them to look into it. And so she was willing to say the mistakes that she made and all of that. So, and that had power, that reached, that people wanted to listen and hear. So it had power from the point of view of being powerful content. But the other aspect of authenticity is that her ex, who she called Legion, which was his nickname, I think his real name has come out and he's even made TikTok, so it's not a secret anymore. The thing that struck me, which I haven't really heard anyone else say, and part of me when I say things like this is a little nervous because it might be seen as condoning what he did, because I do not. I absolutely support Reesa Teesa. I think what she did and sharing her story was powerful, and I don't condone what he did in any way, shape or form. What my thought is, God, I feel sorry for, it's so sad to me. It's so sad that someone could be such a dickhead. Sorry. That someone could be, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to call names to anyone, but oh my God, he just lied about everything. And it's so sad because the way to be happy is to be authentic. And confident people, people who, narcissists are not confident, like they're the opposite. But there's been research done where, I can't remember, I tried to find it and didn't find it before, but I have seen somewhere where there's been research that people that are the happiest are the people that are the most authentic. That's the key to happiness, and which is the message everywhere. It ties in with what I've just been recently reading with, or listening to rather, with Gary Vee and how he recommends to show up. It is a message that's everywhere, and it's what Anita Morjani, who I've also done an episode about, that has been an influence on me, says that she learnt even, from her near-death experience. She found authenticity is more important than being nice. It's more important than being happy. And this person we'll call Legion, lies and only lies. And so a lot of people would just condemn him, and I do condemn what he did. But I think what mental illness or what trauma or what makes a person like that is so sad. He's not a winner in this story, and I just think it's kind of tragic to live your life on lies. Something is severely wrong there. So yeah, the way to happiness is authenticity. The way to connection is authenticity. Putting out authentic content is what's going to connect and be most fulfilling and be most sustainable. And to live your life as a complete lie, I can't fathom what absolute lack of self-love you must have. And, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to know how to love anyone else. So that's sad. And I'm going, sometimes when I do these podcasts, because I write music and the things that I believe in are what I talk about in podcasts, but they also kind of end up in the lyrics of songs. So allow me to indulge and tell you about a song that I wrote about a very long time ago. And I must put it on Spotify. I don't think I have, but it's on YouTube, and it's called Magic. And it sounds like a light, fluffy song, but it's actually got lines in it that I'm going to read now. It says, "Your greatest dreams come true. The passion inside you will lead you on the journey you're about to start. Go with your heart and you can touch the sky, because you were meant to fly, and you'll find magic and the place where you belong." That kind of ties in with the stuff that I've been talking about lately in my recent episodes, and basically what my values are. Passion is your intuition. Your heart is what knows. Your heart is where you feel the passion. And passion is truth. It's following your truth, and following that internal guidance is what gives you happiness. And Reesa Teesa did that and it's worked well for her. And it'll work well for you, whether you go viral or not. Just following your passion, following your heart, following your authenticity. It's the only foundation. Everything else crumbles. So those are my takeaways. I'd love to know what you thought about it all. And so send me a message. Let me know. All my contact details are in the show notes. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about in the next one. If you found this interesting, please share, put it in your stories and tag me or something. Even rate, review. That would mean so much. And I will send you all the positive vibes and gratitude and good karma. See you in the next one. Bye. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Like a snake, I'm shedding my skin to be my wild next level me. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Give you whiplash when you turn around and see me go again. Next level me. It's time to be. Hello, it's Livy here. Have you ever wondered about what the key elements are that make a podcast truly stand out? Or maybe you're thinking about starting your own special podcast and feel a bit overwhelmed and don't know where to start? Well, I have something for you. Introducing the ultimate podcast checklist. Da, 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 da. It's a step-by-step guide that covers everything from the initial brainstorming to advanced growth strategies. It's the perfect companion for both new and seasoned podcasters. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Da, 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 da. To grab your copy, simply head to the show notes of this episode and you will find a direct link there, and then away you go. Remember, every podcast started with that initial spark and the right resource, so let the ultimate podcasting checklist be yours.